In today's video, we're going to talk about my story and how I went from a student to a profitable trader, and that now I can live off trading, I can travel the world, and I can do whatever I want. But this is the result. And honestly, this is not even the result. The result is more like being profitable and knowing what you do and being in control. Because when I started, I was not in control at all. I was trading like a gambler. I was not having risk management. I was stressing. When I was with my family, for example, I was taking trades. I was not looking at them or speaking to them. I was just like in my bubble. And this is what it takes to finally go into profitability. You also need to lose a lot in order to learn. And since I learned big amounts for my age and for where I come from, this really helped me in order to be like, okay, you have to change your mind and you have to focus on really being profitable. So basically, I started to trade 2 years before going into university. I was 16 years old and I was already knowing that I wanted to work in finance, being a trader or like investment banker or some stuff like that, because I was seeing stuff online and in the forums and I was like, oh, this should be nice. I can make good money. You have a nice starter. And so I wanted this stuff, right? But I went to university and I was like, okay, let's start before going to uni to get some experience and to know what is trading, etc. So I was trading gold, I was trading Forex. I remember I started with like Euro USD, and then I was doing this for 2 years. Basically, it was paper trading. Like the first steps into trading. That was 6 years ago, and I learned a lot from that. These were like the basis of my trading journey, but I was not really using money. It's when I had 18 years old and that I went into the university, basically a finance school, and I was like, okay, now I have money because I'm 18, so I was able to work. I also got money from my family and stuff. So I was like, okay, I got 1K. I'm going to put it in the stock market and I'm going to trade. But just before depositing and trading the stock market, I met someone that was doing crypto that had my age, and that went from like $500 to like 10K with crypto because it was the 2021 bull run. So I was like, damn, what is this stuff? I can trade it. I can invest on NFT, on meme coins. Like, well, that's crazy. So I started to do crypto, I was learning, etc. And obviously I joined in November 2021, which was literally the bull run top. So I bought like Solana at 180. I remember I bought like Near at 16, and they all went like minus 95%. So obviously I lost that money. I was also working on the side, so I was putting more money into crypto trading accounts, and I was basically doing the yo-yo. I was doing 100, 200 to like 1K, 2K, then 0, then 100, 200, 2K. Sometimes it was going 10K, 20K, but it was gambling. I could do the same thing on Rollbit, on stake, or going to physical casino, and basically have the same dopamine, because at the end it was all about dopamine and feeling like I can be rich, and like, okay, I'm at 20K. If I hit 1, 2, 3 right trades, I will be able to be at like 100K, 200K, a million. And I was like, this is going to change my life. But I learned much later that whatever comes quick goes quick. And if you make money without risk management, without a good strategy, and without really thinking on the long term, you will lose that money, because you will have that one moment where you will make that mistake and you will lose a lot. Okay, so I was doing this for like 2-3 years, and then I was starting to have better amounts because I had an online business. I also had internship on the side, so I was making good money and I was putting him into crypto. The crypto was pumping, okay, in 2023 it was pumping, 2024, and so I was making good money. And I went by day trading and spot investing from 20K to 250K, and this was in like 1 month and a half, and I lost all this money in 1 week. Half of the money in 1 week and the other half in 1 day, because I was trading without stop loss. I was just riding the train. You know, this kind of moment where everyone is a genius, while you see all the posters on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, where everyone is making money, like crypto is easy, it's the bull run, blah, blah, blah. Everyone is having Lamborghini, Ferrari and stuff. But this is false, because this is a moment where during 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes even 1 month, the market is just going up. So you can long 5x leverage, 10x leverage during 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, you will be profitable. But when do you stop? It's the question. And it's the same question in casino. You're doing, for example, martingale, or you're playing the roulette or blackjack, or you're playing the machine. When do you stop? If you hit the big jackpot, will you stop? I'm not sure. Most of the people, because of the human behavior, they are greedy. And when they will make money, they will like, oh, this is easy, I can make more. They will try to make more, and at the end, you will wipe out your accounts. And that's the same thing in trading. And again, I really want you guys to focus on that, because trading is really not about making quick money, it's making money on the long run. So you have to do a lot of stuff. The first thing is to set realistic targets. What I mean by that is that instead of trying to do 20% a month or tricking your accounts, on a short term, try to think long term. Okay, if I make 5%, 6% a month, how much can I make on a year? 6% a month is 2x a year. And since I started to think like this, it really changed my mind and my trading, because I was not stressed anymore when I was taking a position, because I was having risk management, because I had a target of 6% per month. So if you want to do 6% per month, the drawdown and the loss expectancy that you can expect by trying to chase 6% is very low compared to the loss expectancy that you have if you're targeting 50% 2x return. And thanks to this, by targeting 6% a month, you can try and trade with 0.5% per trade, 1%, 2%, 3% maximum. And then you will be able to control your risk, because that's something I learned also by being interested to mathematics, and I also went to finance school, so I did a master in market finance. But you learn a lot about the mathematics behind trading and the probabilities. And something very interesting in trading and in market finance is that based on 100 trades, even more on 1,000 trades, you have almost 100% chances to experience a losing streak, okay? And this depends on your win rates. If you have a 70 or 80% win rates, the losing streak that you will have, it's not if, is that you will have, is 3 to 5 losses in a row with 70 to 80% win rates. If you have 40-30% win rate, you can experience up to 10 losses in a row on 100 trade. So if you don't have risk management, if you don't have the good psychology, if you trade with 5% risk and you lose 10 trades in a row, you will be down 50%. And 50% to get back to break even, it's 100% profit that you have to make from what's remaining in your accounts. So basically your account is dead, and if you want to make it back, you will have to gamble. And on the long run, this is not sustainable. So that was really the thing that made me profitable. It was not the strategy, because I've always been a good analyst. Okay, I feel like you guys also can be good analysts. You can smell the market. You can say, okay, in the next week this will go up or this will go down, and you're pretty much most of the time right. Okay, but if you don't get the good entries, you don't get the good exits, you don't get the good TPs, and you don't have risk management, you cannot be profitable. Because at the end, what is the most important is not really the strategy, it's the psychology and your risk management. Because of the psychology, you will FOMO, you will not accept the losses, you will let the losers run, you will cut the winners too early, you will overtrade, and all of these things that are part of the human behavior will fuck your trading accounts. So you guys have to really focus on this. Regarding the strategy, personally, I trade order flow, market profile, so the TPO, time price opportunity, basically it's the volume profile but based on time. I trade the VWAPs. Why the VWAPs? Because the VWAPs are the volume weighted average price. Basically they are the fair price of an asset, okay, based on the time frame. And these are also indicators used by the hedge funds, used by the investment funds, and also these are the indicators that we learn in school and that you have on the Bloomberg terminal. So that just makes sense to use them, okay? TPO also, all the funds use that. These levels are very important. Also, you can use the EMAs for the trend. Basically, if you guys are interested in knowing my strategy, check the link in the description of the YouTube video. There is my free Telegram where I posted free courses, free analysis, and I explain you guys how I trade. So if you guys are interested, check the link in the description. But yeah, there's also this. There's the order flow also where I can look at the footprints. So basically, what is the footprint is seeing what is going on inside the candles. If you trade with Japanese candles, you just see the candles open, high, close, low, and the wicks, right? If you use footprints, you will be able to see what's inside the candles, who is buying, who is selling, so who is being trapped or who is being absorbed. Because if you guys remember, 99% of the traders are losing. So with the order flow, you can see what the traders are doing, and you can do the inverse, and this is an edge. And just to end this video, what I wanted to say is that yes, you have to focus on having the good psychology, good risk management, and finding an edge, something that the majority won't use and won't have, that will give you an advantage. So we're talking about the order flow, the risk management, and also you can have the probabilities and the trading journal. What I say by probabilities is that you have some softwares, you can use it in Forex, stocks, also crypto. I use it for crypto personally, where you have the probability of, for example, yes, we have, 33% chances to take out the daily low, 20% chances to take out the daily high, 55% chances to take out the monthly high. We have 95% of the last 1000 daily candles that have a bigger wick on the downside. And so trading with those statistics will give you an edge, because you know that you have pretty much this probability to go to that level, okay? And if you add this to your trading system with the order flow, with the VWAPs, with the footprints, and with the perpetual data, you will be able to print a lot. And the last very important thing is that you have to do the boring stuff. For example, not taking a trade. If you don't have any setup, any trigger based on your system, you just wait for the next day and you don't overtrade. I know that could be boring. You want to be in front of the chart, you want to be stimulated, but what you have to do is to have a system, prepare your plan, prepare your levels, put alerts on TradingView. You can do that. You can put an horizontal line and put an alert. When the price crosses that level, you get a notification, and you can then go on your computer, and you also have to journal your trades. What you have to do is to be a nerd. You want to make a data sample, and from that data sample of your trades, you want to calculate the win rate. You want to see which days are the best for you, which time frames are the best for you. If you're making more money longing or shorting, how was your psychology? You really have to note everything you do. And if you do that, you will be able to make money on the long run, because you will have a data sample on your strategy, your psychology, and on yourself. And you will be able to go from that to profitability. So that's very, very important. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to follow, to like, to comment. And again, if you are not already in the Telegram, there's the link in the description to join the free Telegram. And I will see you guys inside for more value, as I'm posting every single day inside. So thanks for watching the video. That was Diego. Have a good one. Bye bye.